What you just saw here is one scene from the show called Mushoku Tensei. And if you aren't blown away yet by the animation, then I don't know what the fudge you were just watching. But this is, well, Mushoku Tensei. Mushoku Tensei, also known as Jobless Reincarnation, is just another anime. For the most part, isekais have just been used as a way to shove anime titties and old tropes into the faces of fans. They're generic and lame and, in general, boring. But every once in a while, you get these really cool gems that really make you appreciate the genre when given complete freedom. Mushoku is called by many Darahat fans the grandfather of isekai, because it goes above and beyond the standard and doesn't just throw many tropes of boobies and harems in front of you. It opens this new world and brings you in and traps you into the world and really dives into the idea of us starting all over in a new life. Mushoku becomes a journey the more you watch it. It's in its own universe, and you can see this journey through the eyes of our main protagonist. Rudy is our main character who we travel with and see this new world through his eyes. Well, not to spoil much, but just to give some backstory to the character. Before being reincarnated, Rudy was an adult who was ugly, loner, shy, overweight, and depressed, much like most of us. Family, for the most part, is not really there besides financially supporting him, but over time he began to fear the world outside due to bullying. He is the definition of a lost soul, and how someone can easily lose their way in our world and lose hope of living. And we see that even people who have lost everything still have some good in them. His last act in our Earth was an act of heroism by saving a young girl. While reincarnated, we come to see that he was born into a loving family and as well a world full of magic and creatures. While Rudy is incarnated and he still holds his memories of the old world, he grows the story like what he could have been. Rudy, as he grows, naturally learns about the world and its language and magic. He begins to train using magic. What's so great is that we see this journey while many other anime like Sword Art Online and other isekai trash have superpowered characters where we don't see this journey and we just have to trust in them and believe that they can magically overcome through any obstacle. In Mushoku, we see this grow from baby to adult, and it feels like we're right there next to him. And it feels like he can achieve anything, and even when he can't, we understand why he can't, and eventually he will. Even still, Rudy being our main protagonist isn't the only amazingly written character in the series. Mushoku is filled to the brim with amazing characters all around, from the parents of our protagonist, to the background stories of heroes and warriors, to just the maids, even just NPCs who walk in the background that you would mostly not even care about in most series. We see that every character in this anime serves a purpose, and has a life, and has a goal, and has their own way of living. It would be like the idea of cyberpunk and its failure, about how this vivid world. Imagine that, but bringing it into Mushoku Tensei, where this world is bright and alive. Every single person feels like they're alive and tangible. For a show to make you feel that, is very difficult to do. And it isn't just those around Rudy that make you feel that. There's also minor characters. Witnessing this world through Rudy is not only amazing, but out of this world experience, as it gives you like this feeling where you're into this, you get sucked into this world, and it's beautiful to see through the drawings and animations show. Besides the incredible world building, Mushoku also provides the viewers with the real life problems in this new world. We encounter things such as poverty, slavery, abuse, death, even racism. How strange would it feel to be in a world that just kills and is normalized by it? In the scene of this show, we see a character who's just mauled and killed in public, and people just walk by him. Why? Because this is normal to them, but to us this isn't. And our main character feels that, and he has this moment of pause and regret, because he doesn't understand what killing someone is, and he doesn't understand why everyone else just doesn't care. Even people next to him that he knows don't care, or just shrug it off as something that isn't that big of a problem. It really cements that he's not from the world, and he's learned to adapt with us, not just by himself but with us, because we are with him. Display these acts showcase how a story can have its magic and fun, but also trend dark themes and explain how this new world addresses these problems. Now, while Mushoku is full of amazing storytelling and art and goes above and beyond the isekai tropes and themes, many people still find some hard things to overcome about the show. For the most part, sex is pushed to the story and sometimes can overthrow the comedy scenes and just really give you this icky feeling and make you feel weird. And I don't know, if that's not your thing, that's not your thing, and it's perfectly fine. But if I were to give some insight, this is a medieval themed show, and back in the day they really didn't have much entertainment, so it was either you do the thing with your partner or you do nothing for the whole day. This might not be for everyone, and that's perfectly fine. If you don't like it, you don't have to enjoy that kind of stuff. You can just easily move on and enjoy something else. There's also this thing that we have to talk about our main protagonist. Before he went into this new world, he was a grown man, and he does have perverted tendencies. And being in the body of a minor, he does have the mind of a grown man. He does have sexual desires towards minors in the new world, even though he's a minor as well, but he has an adult mind, which is kind of weird to wrap your mind around. But yeah, the weirdness comes out in scenes, especially towards the end of like the end half of the season. It becomes more and more apparent and more plot driven with that idea. For the most part, these sex scenes are just used for comedic purposes, but it can ruin scenes and just throw you off of like, why are we doing this? I understand you're trying to like give more insight into the world, but is it really necessary? It's just kind of like, if you don't like it, he's not a grown man, but he does have like his old memories and stuff, and he is in the body of a child. It's not like he can just, you know, date a grown woman and he's a little child in that world, but it's just weird. Let's just say it's just weird. If you don't like that kind of shit, I wouldn't. You're right, it is weird, but the story and everything, it's delicious, perfect. But there's just this one weird thing. Why does he have to have this mind of a fucking 30-year-old man inside a little boy? It just, yeah. So if you decide, hey, that's a little weird, bro, I'm not watching that trash, we all understand and we don't fault you because you're 100% correct. But it's not like the idea of that is the main focus of the show. It just tends to be in the back burner and can come up during scenes and can become creepy and desperate. Aside from the weird tendencies, the show becomes a great display of what a studio who is provided with tools and passion to create a work of art can do. It is baffling that there are still people who are out there putting this much care for old stories to be displayed into the anime format. Mushoku Tensei, I can see being a big name and rising the bar of what anime can be at its peak. And with the future of a season 2, I hope you dive into the magic of Mushoku Tensei. Subscribe, motherfucker. Subscribe. Subscribe or else I'ma get you when you go to bed. Subscribe.